This short video is about making a flowchart. Now, the easiest way to do a flowchart is with draw.io. So I'm doing a search on draw.io, and draw.io comes up with a flowcharting from www.draw.io, and I can create a new diagram, and it's a Google Drive thing. And I'm saving it to my Google Drive. You could save it to many places. And I'm going to use the flowchart template, and also I'll click on the flowchart template to create. And then it's a fairly straightforward process of putting the boxes and arrows. Now it comes up with a little flowchart so you can show, you get an idea of how the flowchart works. There's a starting point, and there's a input, and there's some sort of decision tree and processing. Now in our case we're probably going to do something fairly simple, so I'm going to select all and delete it. So I'm going to put in a couple of rectangles, and you see as soon as I click on one, left click on one, it puts it on the screen in the upper corner. So I click on it and it puts everything in that upper corner. So I'm clicking on it and I'm putting 3 rectangles in. Now I'll put in some circles, and I'll put the circles below it, say something like here, and say maybe I'll put another rectangle in down here. And you're getting the idea how easy it is to add something. Now I'm going to use the connector here. So I'm going to use this connector, and I'm going to hover over here till I get the blue line, and it'll connect these. It'll connect these together, and I could hover here and connect these. And if I was using the select cursor, I could move them around, and you can see that the arrows stay the same. So if I wanted to move it somewhere here, you could see how the arrows, I could change these arrows around, and even if I hopped over it, it would show them crisscrossing. Now if I want to put some text in, I just double click within it and type my text within the box. So it's fairly straightforward. Now if you want to, down here in miscellaneous, you could use this tool where you could put a little value table in. So next to your box you could put in little values like the buffer distance, for example, and some other values if you wanted to note it. You could also put in text, just any old place. You could put text in, and then position that text where you wanted it to be. There's a title option you could bring in. There's a lot of things you could play around with to make a simple flowchart. Now in order to save it, you would go up here, and mine's going to be saved to my Google Drive as untitled right now, so I could save this as something else. I could save this, for example, give this a new name, my flowchart, something of that name. And so it's saving it as my flowchart. But in order to turn it in, you're going to need to export it as a PDF. So you'd send it out as a PDF, and we'd export that, and you'd verify the name, and you'd send it to wherever you want it to go. And we would, in this case, I'm going to send it to my Google Drive, and then you could attach it to Moodle. Okay, so that's it for the flowchart. Thank you.